And I'm your host, King Clee Trell.
I'm Karen with the Q.
Join us every Saturday at 9 p.m. for the Come Out Talk Show, where we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and we are going to introduce you to Instagram. What's up, y'all?
Hello.
Karen, how are you?
I can't complain.
Oh, that's all the time we have. Bye. Welcome to the Come Out Talk Show, live in New York City at the Pink Palace. How y'all doing? Give it up. What's up, y'all out there? I have been very, very busy this week. Your king has been very, very busy this week. And Skittles melts the hearts across America. We're going to get into it. We thank you for joining us. We are in our 7th episode, I believe. And we have a great show for you tonight. We have 2 interviews that will happen tonight, one virtually and one in-house. Unfortunately, Karen with the Q has come down with something and she will not be able to make it. We'll hear from her another time. But right now it's time to hear from me. Let's chat with the Pink Princess. And it is so. Woo! Yes, I've been very, very, very extremely busy this week. Let me take off my sunglasses because I believe that's rude to enter into someone's home without removing your sunglasses so that they can see into your eyes. The eyes tell everything. How you guys feeling? How's the studio feeling? Temperature check?
Great.
All right. Excuse me. Faith Evans and Stevie J are on the road to divorce. Guess who filed? Stevie. But I think we all saw this coming. First of all, were Vicki and Stevie really like friends at all? I don't think so. But would you, and I know we've talked about this before, could you take your friend's leftovers? So that's essentially what it was. Wasn't Faith singing on like the Soul Train Awards and then Stevie came to present her with an award or something? It was so awkward how he got up on stage just to present it to her and she looked at like she didn't even want him near. I don't even know how these two hooked up. But it was a recipe for disaster from beginning to end because Stevie is from Love and Hip Hop and we've all watched him hip and hop on each woman to woman to woman to woman. So Faith, you just made yourself a carrot in his hippity hoppity fiasco that we call Stevie J. Khloe Kardashian is getting dragged for her sexy pics that she's posted. Look, Khloe Kardashian was the fat Kardashian for a long time. And when she got it together and now she looks like that, of course she's going to post a few thirst traps here or there. And I don't necessarily consider them thirst traps. I like to think of it, if you're feeling good that day, if you're looking sexy and you happen to snap a selfie that you think is worthy to post it, post that shit. Because ain't nobody promised to tomorrow. And if I'm looking good today, I want to show it and bring it out. Shout out to my wardrobe department. This dress totally inappropriate. I had to do some little alterations for it. Otherwise, we would not have a season 2 or episode 8. So, yeah, but shout out to them. They letting things wiggle and miggle over here. Candace from that Real Housewives of Potomac dropped her album called Deep Space. I listened to a few minutes of it and I liked what I heard. So I'm going to check that out again. I just wanted to give her a shout out. Are we loving the Real Housewives of Potomac? I am. I like them. I don't care too much for Karen Hubert. I think she is real fake and phony. But she doesn't quite do it for me. And they were tossing salads a couple of weeks ago. If you missed it, I'm getting stares in here. Like I said, something inappropriate. There's also real tossing salad. Like you can take a salad and actually toss it. Not the type that, look, they are so immature here. They are cracking up left and right. I wish y'all could see them. Especially your King over there looking all bright and stuff. What's up, King?
So,
Megan Thee Stallion posted her with her tongue hanging out, and then her man came right up to her and put his tongue out, and they were touching tongues, and I guess they were making out, and people caught it, but they did this on purpose. And people are freaked out about it. They're like, oh my God, we're coming out of a pandemic. How could she just stick her tongue out? And look, she's in love. She's doing the damn thing. Don't hate it because she's sexy. And I know that sex is good because I saw that picture. He got, ooh, I would love to be a fly on that wall just to watch her one song. She made a song and she said in it, you make my thing go. I agree with her. If you can't make it go, in my case, I don't want it. I do not want it. It doesn't do anything for me. And then she has a line that said, if the dick ain't slapping, then it never happened. I agree. If you ain't, We're going out tonight around here too, so catch us if you can. We're not going to say where because we don't want no stalkers and shit. But if you happen to see us tonight, buy me a drink. Shit. And you ladies, I heard the gentlemen talking and they said, buy them a drink also. Meaning be 21 and over before you approach them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna head out. After, I got a lot to celebrate. I'm going to tell you guys all about it. Kendra Wilkinson. Do y'all remember her? She's from the Hugh Hefner days when he had the Playboy Mansion. Is Hugh Hefner still alive? Anyone know that? Oh, he died?
Yeah.
Who inherited his fortune?
His son.
His son. So all y'all was sucking his old situation for all that time, and he left his inheritance to his son. Cause y'all all just, especially you three, blonde-haired. Ain't leave it to that one of y'all. I think that's funny, cause I know y'all was sucking that wrinkle. Yeah. Remind me of a wrinkly Vienna sausage. Oh Lord, it's getting hot in here. But Kendra Wilkinson, she was on the Wendy Williams show. Why are you looking at me like that? You're asking me why am I watching Wendy? I thought I wasn't going to watch it anymore. Because Sherry Shepherd was on there last week and I watched it. I didn't want to tell y'all last week because I was so ashamed that I snuck behind y'all back and watched it. But I watched it and then I watched it again this week. So shame on me. Shame on you, moment goes to me. But Sherry Shepherd did an absolute amazing job. She brought Sherry. She brought the jokes. She kept it flowing. I felt kind of like I was getting into the Wendy groove watching her. And I thought they redeemed the show last week. And then this week, Michael Rappaport was on there hosting. And I fell back into a slump again like, yo, what's going on with my girl Wendy? Because Wendy is absolutely my favorite talk show host in all the land. And I miss you, Wendy. I hope you come back. You really inspired me a little bit. Okay, a little lot to launch the talk show full full force, but I'm gonna be myself and I'm not gonna try to be you. All right. But Kendra is feeling like she's not confident in her work based upon her association with being a Hugh Hefner cocksucker. And what I have to say is, look, girl, you used to do that before, and today is a brand new day with different possibilities. She then goes on to say, she says, it's time to kiss the past goodbye and hello to the future. That's my girl. She looks phenomenal. She says she's a mom now. She's still married to that hunk Hank Basket. Mm-hmm. But ladies, I heard, I had a hotel room horror happen to me. But thank God I've seen a situation like this before, so I didn't freak out too much. What happened was I was taking my shower and it got steamy in there, a little hot. And when I came out of the shower, I looked at the mirror because, you know, the mirror is right there when you open those curtains. The words, I see you, was right there, clear as day. So I didn't panic or anything. You know me. I'm comfortable with the way I look, balls and all. And I got up and I wrote on there, so, and I started laughing. And I read it again, I see you, and I wrote so, and then I made a little video about it. Some of y'all have seen it. If not, head on over to Facebook, like us, and we'll accept you, and then you too can see what I was talking about. What if this happened to you? Studio, help me out with this. If you're away from home, you're in another state, you know absolutely no one, but you're staying in a fabulous hotel, and you see this in your room. What is your initial reaction?
I'm freaking out. I think I'm gonna freak out a little bit.
I was a little paranoid for the rest of the night.
I'm looking outside. I'm looking out the door, all that.
So what I did was, after I filmed that, I ran around the room, turned every light on, and I looked everywhere, even under the curtains, to make sure there was no shoes sticking out or no one standing on the ledges. The safe was too small to fit in. The closet was tiny, and there was no way to get under the bed. So me and Skittles were just fine, but I did sleep with the lights on that night. I was a little bothered by it. But what I think happened is the people previous who stayed there, when it got steamy, they wrote that on there and it went away. And then when the housekeeper came in, they didn't clean the window. So shame on you, housekeeper. You should have told your boss about that. I didn't. I don't want to be responsible for nobody's job. People in our inbox asking for our Cash App. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm scared behind that. It keeps getting forwarded to me, and I keep telling you all the same thing. Why do you want to give me money? What do I have to do to get this money? And really, why do you want to give me money? What I think is they want my Cash App or our Cash App to hack us, get into our bank accounts, and take all the 50 cents that we have saved up since the beginning of the Come Out talk show, because we are broke over here. Let me tell you, we are broke. But if you want to send us cash, you can send it maybe to one of our P.O. boxes that maybe we can get. Are we allowed to accept cash via P.O. box? Wait a minute. Don't even send us cash, because I don't know. We'll look into that, and we'll set up a way where if you want to donate to the Come Out talk show, you can. But I don't know how that works with taxes and stuff. So don't give me nothing I'm not asking for. How about that? Thank you, though. Or you could donate to a charity in our name. How about that? If you want to give us money, donate to a charity in our name. We'll drop a few that we think is that we would like you to donate to. Yeah. And then World AIDS Day is coming up on December 1st. So I went to Washington, D.C. It was not all play. It was lots and lots and lots of work. And I went there with my family. U equals U. Undetectable means untransmittable. And we celebrated life. As an ambassador, I went there to learn what's going on. learn new strategies, and definitely we learned a lot, and there's a new strategy that we're going to roll out, but you have to wait for that on December 1st. So what I did out there was sat in meetings all day, met with people at a federal state building. We were on the same floor with the Governors Association. We had our own room, and it was a lot of tears, a lot of thanking everyone, listening to everyone's stories, getting acclimated with each other again, because, you know, it was after COVID. And we shot commercials. We shot commercials with professional film crews. It was so exciting. One thing I regret doing is putting on, I left my lashes at home, so I had to stop and buy some. But us girls know that in like a CVS or a Dwayne Reed, they only sell those cheap ones that you can get. So I got a pair of those, right? I had to do something. And I put them on, and I noticed I looked cross-eyed. I looked like I had lazy eyes all week, and I looked back through the pictures, and I was horrified by the way I put the damn lashes on there. So I'm hoping that they didn't come out like that in the video, but if they did, oh well, it happened. But these lashes are great. I got back home and I got my appropriate lashes. But yeah, we had a good time. Shout out to the whole team. I love you all, and it was bittersweet. Skittles was out there romping around. Skittles was walking through the state building. Skittles is pink, so no one's never seen a pink dog. Yeah, and I got hit on by some of everything. Men, women, gay men. There were gay men hitting on me, trying to give me the ooly la la. And I wasn't falling for that one, though. I was like, I know you. We have more great show for you. This is the Come Out Talk Show, Season 1, Episode 7, with your host, Pink Princess, and your co-host, King Clee Trell. Karen with the Q, we hope you get better. We'll be right back.
Slowing down, you better keep up. Don't fall behind, I wanna show you what you missed out on all your life. I got a wild heart, so take a ride, I'll be your bunny. If you're my Clyde, I'm about to show you what you missed out on all this time.
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. I'm your host, Pink Princess, and now entering the studio is our king, King Clee Trell. Give it up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know the vibe. Be inside.
What's
Come
up?
on.
How was the city? You wore pink and black. Look, we matched that up. We didn't purposely do this.
Sure didn't.
We have our stuff preset, and then we just rock it how we rock it. So this looks amazing.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I'm not wearing this when we go out. I want to be
Loose.
in my Ooh. If somebody not... Anyway, I would love to get loose tonight, because when I was away, I was a good girl.
That's good.
I gave nothing away. No cookies away. No
pie?
no pie. No eggplants. No cucumbers. I didn't give away anything. Speaking of, tonight in our debate, I got a fabulous debate for us. But
really?
when we get to that, yes.
Right. I'm with it.
Yes.
I'm with it all.
All
I'm with
right.
it all.
What's going on in the streets?
Not much. I don't really follow the Real Housewives of Pontiac. That's what it's called. Potomac. Yeah. I'm sorry. But I don't follow none of the Real Housewives. You know, I'm not really into that.
Okay. Anything you want to know about them? I only watched Potomac in Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't really watch anything else, but you ain't missing nothing.
Okay.
It's the same shit, different toilets.
Okay.
What else is going on in the streets?
Stevie J and Faith Evans.
What about it?
I didn't think that was gonna last neither. I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be honest.
Was he cheating on her the whole time?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What? Come on.
I don't know. Do we have proof?
Just like men say you can't turn a woman into a housewife, I don't think you can turn a man into a husband. That's a cheater. A cheating man. What do you call a cheating man?
I don't know. What do y'all call a cheating man?
Your whore, slut,
Okay.
bitch.
Okay. Well, we don't know if he was cheating. We don't know what happened. We don't know.
You don't.
Him and Big wasn't no friends like that.
What were they?
It was more like business.
Okay,
business.
and would
he
that
produced tracks for Big? That's about it.
Would that be the connection? Produce tracks for Big, or just made a few beats for him that Biggie bought off of him,
right?
Thus making him into this Stevie J character that we know today. Can he sing?
Well, Stevie J, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I love the way he plays the piano.
Yeah. He's into music. Yeah.
His daughter's a cutie. That Bonnie Ray.
Okay.
I think that's her name.
Okay.
Not Jocelyn's daughter, the other one, but Jocelyn's too. That's not me being shady.
Right.
Speaking of Jocelyn,
all children are beautiful.
Stop making music right now. Go to your computer, unplug that shit, throw it out the window, burn it, call your insurance company and say someone stole that shit, but please stop putting this shit out here expecting us to buy that horrible shit. Look, I love you and I want to support you, but I listen to you. Come on, let your be day. Come on, let your be day. That.
Do it like it's your be day.
There you go.
Oh, man.
The beat is incredible, but when you come on, like I'm like, nope. I tell that one over there, I say unplug that shit all the time. I don't want to say her name because then she's gonna start running her mouth. Mm-hmm. But yeah, stop making music. I blame Stevie for that. Stevie gave her some situation, and now situation. That's what we call it now, right?
Okay.
We call it situation because I get in trouble for calling it a not situation. But Stevie J gave her some situation and then told her that she can sing, and now we stuck with this stuff that she's calling music.
Well, she wasn't really a singer. She was more rapping and stuff like that, so I don't know.
You know what I heard they use her music to do?
What?
Torture prisoners in for foreign countries.
I didn't know that.
They play that over and over, and the prisoners go buck crazy that they take their own lives.
I didn't know that.
Listening to Jocelyn's music. It's horrible. Yeah. What else is going on the streets? What happened in New York while I was gone?
Not much. The weather.
What about it? Are we really talking about the weather again?
Yeah, the weather. Oh man, rains, cold. It's confusing around these times.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Even when I went out of town, like I didn't have to wear a coat the night because I wore a dress. Mm-hmm. That I had wardrobe malfunction right on the street. I was shooting a little video and I was walking and the titty just pop. And the guy broke his neck, like that I later saw in the background. He was all in it from his truck. So shout out to you, sir. That's the first and last time you'll see these titties. Well, I guess they all look the same, right? Do titties really all look the same?
No,
there's one. Look, everybody said no at the same time.
Nah.
So there's not one pair doesn't look like the next pair, like the other and the last one?
No.
No.
Everybody don't look the same.
Just like situations don't. Y'all all got different looking situations, but the ones that come in the inbox, they're all starting to look the same. They're usually small, shriveled, and why y'all always got lint hanging on the tip of y'all penises, snapping a picture of it, sending it into our inboxes like we want to see that.
They must got some lint in their drawers that did not. You gotta brush it off.
Okay, explain that to me.
I mean, I don't really have it, you know.
That turns me off.
I don't have lint in my drawers.
TMI. Is that because it doesn't reach far enough to the front to smack the edge of your underwear?
I'm not getting into that because I'm very confident in my situation. Yeah, very confident. I'm not gonna get into that. Not at all.
You brought it up, so I was just wondering. We gotta go real quick because we had a virtual interview that we want to have right now. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. We're about to introduce you to Prince Cat Eyes. We're gonna get set up. The show's gonna run a little different tonight, so just bear with us because, like I said, we have to do all the work tonight. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I'm your host, Pink Princess.
And I'm your host, Clee Trell.
We'll be right back.
She pull up, I thought that she swerved. 302 step, yellow cap won't make it work. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my 2-step, my little cat won't make it work. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Real dance, girl, dance. Kissing me and you an issue with your friends, girl. Girl, you and Nbhd, we making plans, girl. Double up the coops, I hate here's the bands, girl. She ain't finna better, tell her strike a pose. She don't switch positions and she plays the role. Hit up the salon, she gets the nails and toes. Hair done, neck, wrist, hands froze. Pull up, I felt that she swerved. 302 step, yellow cap won't make it work. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my 2-step, my little cat won't make it work. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Make it work, Jill, dance, make it work, strike a pose. Strike a pose, girl, strike a pose, girl. I can spend it on you, freeze you up, you cold, girl. Put you in positions, curling up your toes, girl. Even when I'm gone, I only want you close, girl. If I wish you win.
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. So, Prince Cat Eyes is a rap artist. I'll let him tell you more about that. But, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Come Out Talk Show virtually, Prince Cat Eyes.
Hello.
Give it up.
What's going on?
What's up?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Your music, first of all, let me congratulate you on your album.
Thank you.
And we've been listening to some of the music around here, but what's your favorite song on your album?
You know, it's a toss-up between my current single, I'm For Real, and Ratchet Romance.
Okay.
He likes For Real.
Yeah.
He likes that one. And I like that one too. What is Ratchet Romance about?
Ratchet Romance is actually the story of how I met my husband put into song.
Oh. Shout out to your husband. Hey, hubby. First of all, what's your album called?
My current album is called VELDA, and it's available now on all streaming platforms and digital markets.
Amen. The Ildada. And your first album was called?
My first album was The Catastrophe back in 2008.
And boy, what a catastrophe it was for all of us back in 2008. Yeah. I know for myself, I was in some places that I hadn't been being in.
Yeah.
What's something you had to overcome or come out of, Prince?
You know, I've had to overcome a lot. I've been very open about my struggles with mental illness.
Yes.
And I actually ended up taking a 9-year hiatus from the music industry due to that. Wow. And I actually had a nervous breakdown where I blacked out and lost 3 days of my life. Mm. And when I came to, I wasn't the same person. I was very scared. I was very timid. I was very introverted. And I had to basically claw my way back and learn how to be myself again.
You know, I can relate to you saying that because I had a traumatic experience myself, and it wasn't until after it happened that a lot of the mental and emotional stuff started to kick up for me, and it was a scary time because I didn't know who to reach out to other than healthcare providers, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's
Right.
their job to help you when you're in a crisis. But what about the people around us? How do we start dialogue with getting the people around us comfortable with our mental diagnosis, so to speak?
That's a very, very good question. Basically, if your loved ones around you truly do love you, they will be willing to help.
Yes.
In any way, shape, or form. So you can easily pull somebody that you trust aside and say, look, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z, and I need some help. Is there any way that you can help me get through this? And they can help you look through resources. You can also go to your primary care physician, tell them, look, I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling this, this, and that, and they can give you resources as well. A lot of people don't know that their insurance will actually help cover a lot of mental health care.
That part.
So,
yes. And even if you don't have insurance, I know here in New York City, even if you don't have insurance, you can apply for I'm not allowed to say that. I'm sorry. I'm glad I stopped myself. But you can apply for certain insurances, and you will be covered. The reason why I can't plug anyone's insurances from here out or talk about medicines, dropping names and stuff is because I now have contracts that will not allow me to say certain things. So if I ever stop myself in mid-sentence, and I know it won't make sense, but that's how I have to cover myself. So forgive me for that hiccup. But yeah, you could definitely get an insurance and it will cover your mental health status. I heard you speak of your husband.
yes,
You guys are living in Las Vegas?
yes.
I'm getting all in your business now. How'd you and your husband meet?
Honestly, truth be told, we met online.
Yeah! Can we talk about that? Yeah!
Okay, sure. Well, I mean, I wrote about it in the song Ratchet Romance, so if you want to know the story, it's actually a pretty funny story. We actually met on Adam for Adam.
I know about that one. Hi, Adam.
And honestly, we thought it was just going to be a booty call.
Uh-huh.
And when I arrived at his place, he actually gave me the wrong directions accidentally, so I turned down the wrong end of the street. And I ended up like getting totally lost, and he actually had to come out, retrieve me, and actually get me back to his place. And we were just making small talk, and we ended up having our first kiss over rolling a joint.
Nice.
Big ups to my potheads.
And the edible eaters.
Edible. That's a beautiful story. I'm always interested in how people meet. So the stigma behind online dating, because you know, for us girls, I can be honest and I can say that it gets dangerous for us. We can become prey on online very easily. And what may be innocent for us could be detrimental in life changing for us too. Life changing, that I mean, our lives could be ended immediately based upon some little flirtation, or we might drop our address or stuff. Like, I'm very adamant if I'm on something like that to not give you my location, directions, even if you ask. And I don't care how many times I've gotten cursed out online, which happens a lot, because they call me stupid and all types of things if I don't oblige by some of the questions that they're asking. And I'm like, you think I'm boo-boo?
Which is a red flag within itself. So for your own safety is your number one priority.
Absolutely.
So what I suggest to anyone that is going through that with online dating is to suggest to meet in a public place.
Well, but sometimes you can't meet in a public place because it's midnight, you already cuddled under your sheets, and really you just want that bam slam thank you ma'am, because I'm the type of girl, if I invite you over, give me what I'm looking for, slam my back through the wall, but when I'm finished and you're finished, please get up and go. Do not ask me to spend the night, do not ask me for your cab fare unless that dick was slapping. I'm sorry. Unless that situation.
Okay, well, then in another instance, you can also call up a friend and let them know, look, I'm about to meet up with this person.
Yeah.
This is their stats. This is their screen name. This is the site I met them
tell your
on.
girlfriends that you banging.
So in the event something happens to me, this is the information I have about this person.
No, that's right.
Yeah. No, you're right. I tried to make a joke in an appropriate moment. I said, and damn, then I got to tell all my girlfriends I'm banging 60 men a week.
Well, would you rather get some dick or would you rather be alive at the end of the day to get more dick?
Situation. We call it situation. Yeah, I'd rather be alive at the end of the day. That's great, valuable advice. You're in Las Vegas?
Yes, ma'am.
So then, can we talk about, before we let you go, can we talk about the prostitution laws out there? Can you help me understand how it goes?
Yeah, it is not legal in Vegas itself.
Okay.
If you want legal prostitution, you have to do what we call going over the hump.
Okay.
And what we mean by going over the hump is you take a drive out of Las Vegas and you go to a town called Pahrump.
Okay.
And in Pahrump, that's where it is legal. That's where all the brothels are. Heidi Fleiss lives there.
That's the highest paid hoe for those that don't know, Heidi. Hi ho. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for that information. But before you go, each guest gets to ask myself and the king one question. So anything you would like to ask us, go ahead and take it away. Individually.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, let's see. Pink Princess, yes. What do you hope to accomplish with this platform? And congratulations on its launch. But what do you hope this platform evolves into?
Thank you for asking me that question. I hope it evolves, and what comes out of it is building a family of trust and loyalty and strength and resilience and everything that it's been forming itself into, even with the hiccups that come with it. The ups and the downs. I'm looking forward to accepting it all. But in all, I'm really pleasant and happy with the way that things have turned out thus far. And I guess we can say it now. We will be back for a season 2 with your hosts, me and him too.
King Clee Trell, baby, getting it right. Yeah.
Prince Cat Eyes, and what for King?
King Clee Trell, I'm interested to know from one member of the LGBT community of color to another.
Okay.
What do you feel is your biggest challenge as a queer man of color?
Well, me personally, I don't really consider myself as a queer man. I consider myself a straight man, even though I love trans women. You know.
I'm sorry, I did not know. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, equally to cis women, but you know, me, the biggest challenge is preference. You know, preference is a very big issue. You know, because you have your pre-op and you have your post-op. You know,
right.
So you know, a man like me, to be honest, I'm into more of a pre-op. You know,
okay.
So, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but you know,
and that's part of our debate for tonight that we about to get right into. Prince Cat Eyes, thank you so much for joining us, and
no problem.
Good luck on all your endeavors, and I can't wait to hear your next album because I know one is coming.
Actually, yes, I've got an EP in the works, and if you want, you can go actually cop my new book that I just released back in July called My Life in Out Hip Hop.
Plug it real quick.
My Life in Out Hip Hop, so far, Confessions of a Gay Rapper, is now available on Amazon.com.
Hey, you're watching the Come Out Talk Show? We'll be right back after this short little break.
Me up on summer night, I was flying sky high. You would always take me out. Oh, now and all those magic nights, our destiny is out of time. You ask me out. Me and Naomi, we will take you out. One step ahead and we will bring you down.
What? That's it? That's it?
I've seen you with your friends at night, enjoying your alone time. Why didn't you ask me out?
Welcome back. Wasn't that fun? That's the first time that we ever used the virtual.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. So the Come Out Talk Show is moving in many directions. One direction we are moving in, we want to introduce you to our Instagram page. We are going to start maybe in season 2 going live on Instagram also. But we do have a page, and we're going to definitely start posting there. Don't forget, you can catch our whole season on YouTube or our Facebook page. How cool is that?
Yes, the Come Out Talk Show. Please, everyone, add and subscribe.
Yeah, we're growing.
Thank you.
We're growing. And thank you to our faithful watchers. Shout outs.
Yes, indeed. The shout outs. Shout out to You Equals You.
Yay!
Yes, shout out to You Equals You. Shout out to the PAC team.
Yay! PreventionAccess.com.
Yes. And shout out to Owning HIV.
Yeah.
Shout out. All
If
right.
you don't know, now you know.
Yes, indeed.
Go Google it. Look it up. What else we got?
Shout out to my man Mike and his fiance, my sister Latreya.
Latreya!
Yes,
Hey, Mike!
Everybody catch Mike on a Real Talk podcast, man. You know, all
And
platforms.
I got a surprise for you. You can catch them live here next week for our holiday dinner. We're going to go on hiatus after that for Thanksgiving. I thought we need a break around here. But next week, we're going to have a party right before your eyes.
Right.
A dinner party and a party. So it'll be a little informal next week, but it will still happen. Join us for our special time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. next week instead of our usual time, 9 p.m. That's if you want to catch us live. If not, you can always catch the episodes on our platforms.
Yes. And also shout outs to Exponents.
Hey,
Lita,
Donald,
and Shakira.
Hey, Shakira.
Yes.
And we forgot one more.
Devon. Yes.
Hi,
Shout out to
Devon.
Yes.
Yeah, don't forget anyone.
Even shout out to a lovely young lady named Leonie.
Okay. What we shouting her out for? I'm territorial. Yeah. Who is she and why are we shouting her out? Who is she? My friend?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Leonie.
Leilani. That's why I know who the hell you was talking about. You butchering her name.
I'm sorry.
Leilani
love.
performed last night. It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
No, I'm territorial. Hey, Leilani. I didn't make her show because I was really jet lagged and I planned on going, but at the last minute I hit that bed and I didn't wake up till this morning. So she's not mad at me though, because I'm gonna catch her next week. We got a date. So I got a date on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Damn.
And also, last but not least, shout out to my homegirl Maya Ray.
Hey Maya. Okay.
Maya Ray has a YouTube. She has a YouTube page.
Hey Maya Ray.
It's Maya Ray Gavensburg on YouTube.
Maya Ray.
She talks a lot of self-love and self-care on her platform. So please, everyone, please check out Maya Ray. All right?
I'm going to check you out tomorrow myself, and I'll give me something to rehearse next week.
Right.
I was wondering what that sound was.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a little hectic around here because I don't have all my technical people, but we'll get it together. All right. So you're gonna introduce us into a new segment called
King of Hearts.
The King of Hearts. Yes. Take it away.
Yes, King of Hearts. We're gonna be talking about mental health, illness, and everything that revolves around it. You know, suicide is something. It's a big deal. You know, I myself is not ashamed of admitting that yes, I did try to commit suicide back in 2011. Was my first time. I remember. Just having, I mean, the only thing that was going good that I had a place to stay at that time. That was it. I didn't have nothing to eat. I didn't have no money coming in. No way, no how, no shape or form. I was literally damn near rock bottom. And it almost pushed me over the edge to the point that I wanted to end it all. You know?
So how did you not end it all?
I mean, man, all I can say is I'm from New York, man. I mean, if you can make it anywhere, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So, you know, I put my Timbs on, went outside, and really went and got it. I really went
what you
got
mean?
it.
Got it.
I got it. I wasn't no thievery or nothing like that. I went and hustled up for it.
Okay.
That's what I did. I hustled my behind off and went and got it. So now
wait a minute. You wanted to kill yourself because you didn't have...
I didn't have any means. Like, I didn't have no money at all. Like, nothing at all. I couldn't eat.
So your financial is what made you
I went
suicidal.
Right. I went hungry for like 2 days. That's my first time ever facing something like that.
Can I share too?
Yes, of course.
I also am no stranger to, not only have I thought it many times throughout my life, being a Black transgender woman whose mother left him or her at a young age with potentially strangers, because they were strangers to me when I was a child. And growing up like that, not knowing where you belong or where you fit in, and then living a life where you may have or may have not had to sell your body to get a means of surviving,
right.
And then told, no, you can't be who you want to be. Yeah, there's a few times where I myself have attempted to kill myself, not just thought about it. Like, I really went out there and did it, especially when my grandmother passed away. She was my major support system in my life, and to not have that blanket over me of protection and love and all the things that a loving parent comes with,
right.
I lost my fucking mind. And I did do things to try to kill myself. I tried to hang myself one time, and that didn't work. And I also OD'd one time on whatever it was, and I still didn't die. I was pissed off when I came back from that one. But when we talk about mental illness, I mean, I was pissed off in the moment. But to be here now to see my life, how it just completely, I mean, there is a song that says God is able to do just what he says he will do. And I'm a firm believer today in that. Back then, my faith was a little shaken. I'm not ashamed to say that. And people say all the time, well, if you kill yourself, that's the first thing they want to tell you. If you kill yourself, you're going to go to hell.
You're going to go to hell.
God don't design it for you. You weak. You could cut it as a human.
Right.
And people go through stuff that have been embedded from them since the child, that in our culture, because we've talked about it before, we don't get the type of help from therapists or mental providers that's out there for us, because we have this stigma in our community that says, oh, someone's taking care of themselves and going to the therapist, that N-word is crazy.
Yep.
You taking a medicine to help keep you calm and productive and get what's going on right up here. Oh. That N-word's crazy.
Oh, he's sick.
Something's wrong with him.
It's
he's
stupid.
Different. I applaud anybody that is seeing a therapist, getting on meds where they need to, owning their shit, so to speak, wiping their own asses. I'm gonna just use an analogy and then we're gonna move on. A lot of people out here taking the shit and want other people to wipe their ass. And I'm not in the ass wiping business, so unless never mind. You know what I do when I get nervous or uncomfortable? I laugh and I make a joke. So I don't care if you think I'm always inappropriate, because I am. Definitely.
Okay.
Our debate of the evening. Ready?
Yes, indeed.
Body parts, you brought it up. Let's talk about it. Here we go.
What's up?
Okay, I should not be made to feel as a Black transgender woman with the parts that I'm made of. Part of me being able to stand up anywhere and say, oh, I'm a proud transgender woman is because I have something about me different from a cis-born woman. But that doesn't make me less of any woman that I am calling myself out to be, even if I want to use these parts or not. I'm not talking from personal experience. I'm just talking about there's a broad range of how people are connecting women of trans experience with these body parts. And I just want to have a little debate about that tonight. I got questions.
And I got answers.
Let's go. Oh, come on.
Come on, let's get it.
Bing.
Yeah.
Go. Pre-op, post-op. What do you mean by that?
Pre-op. Pre-op is meaning you have your genitalia that you
So
were born
pre-op means you have the same genitalia that you were born into. Post-op?
Post-op is when you went under the knife and you have it.
And post-op is you have gotten it removed.
Right.
Not necessarily removed. It's reconstructed into what you're desiring it to be and it to be called.
Right.
Whatever you want that to look like.
Right. Your flower.
Or cotton candy is what I like to call it.
Okay.
It's a candy on a stick. Okay, we got like 5 minutes to debate this because we have a guest waiting for us.
Okay.
Shoot.
I get judged a lot
based upon
because I like women that are pre-op.
Okay, so what if you meet a woman that, oh, ding ding, a light just went off in my head. Okay, but what if you meet a woman that doesn't have things cut off? And not every woman you have been with has things cut off.
No, I'm not saying that. I never said that.
So you have fallen in love with women that have not had things cut off.
Right. That's what I to be honest, that's what I prefer.
But you just said you like women that have.
No, you didn't hear me right.
Okay.
I like pre-op. I do not like.
Oh, okay. I said post.
I have nothing against post-op at all. I have nothing against.
But you're about to say you're not a big fan of post?
No, I didn't say that.
You're about to.
No, I said I prefer pre-op.
We're gonna rewind that back later.
You can rewind it back. You can even play it back.
Okay. So pre-op, that means they have it. Okay. So my argument is not with you then.
Right. That's what I said, because I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed to admit it at all. I stand firm and believe into it.
I want to debate a man who wants to come on here and tell me as a transgender woman, and you're welcome to come on virtually. We're not doing more we're not even mentioning that name. We're not doing no more DSs in the studio. We're gonna have you on the dick suckers.
Oh boy, yeah,
we're gonna have you virtually. But I would love to get somebody to debate me and tell me that I need to have X, Y, and Z in place before I even consider myself a transgender woman.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd love to have that debate because I'm a debater. But I'm not in the studio because it might become too heated. You might call me all types of crackheads and things, and I ain't good for it.
I'm right with that.
No. That was a corny debate. Anyway, we're gonna get to our guest who's been eagerly waiting and listening from behind. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess.
And I'm your host, Clee Trell.
And we'll be right back.
Yes, indeed.
Slowing down, you better keep up. Don't fall behind, I wanna show you what you missed out on all your life. I gotta work hard, so take a ride, I'll be your bunny. If you're my Clyde, I'm about to show you what you missed out on all this time. What you missed out on all your life.
Come Out talk show. Well, we have a treat for you. 6 foot something of Christopher Patterson, all the way from Texas. Yeah, see, I know a lot about him that I didn't even know I know a lot about him. He has big eyes. He's really tall. He's very muscular. He's taken, so you girls can't have him. I will not ask him for his phone number because I think you are very, very inappropriate and naughty for asking me to ask him that. Please welcome to the Come Out talk show. I forgot your song, so I'm gonna just play this one for you. Christopher Patterson.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the punch and hit the run till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker.
Thank you, Chris.
Perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up.
Okay.
Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I need the city in the town with my church. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down.
I got food over there.
How's him and Skittles met? He had a sandwich, and he did not give Skittles any. So Skittles is
There we go.
a little upset by that. Chris, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm ready.
Welcome.
I'm ready to have some conversation.
Hey, I'm not going to attack you. I only attack when I feel threatened. Woo! So this is Chris. He's originally from Milwaukee. I asked him, how many times a day do you think a couple should have sex? He said a married couple 2 to 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Unmarried couple once every other day. And that's exactly why I want to stay unmarried, so I can get it once every other day. Your favorite place on earth is Atlanta. His favorite color is definitely navy blue. And I asked him what's one thing that he wants us to know about him. And he said, I interned with NASA. Everyone, give it up for the host of the Men Like Us podcast, Mr. Christopher Patterson. Give it up.
All right. Indeed. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Happy to be in New York, finally.
Yes, NYC.
Reunited. It's been a little bit over a year since the 3 of us have been in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the last time we were all hanging out, you 2 were talking about this show.
Right.
You're like, yeah, we wanted to start a show. And I'm like,
It started out as just a podcast.
Yeah.
That was and then it manifested into a whole on-set thingy that we have here. So, but thank you for that conversation.
Right.
It steered us in the right direction.
I'm always happy to support. I mean, shows like this, dynamics like this are important.
Right.
Important to change the dynamic, you got to be world changers.
So can I dive into you?
Sure, but can I say one thing?
Yes.
Just a mental note. That conversation y'all had before, I want to continue that later.
Which one?
The pre-op and the post-op.
Oh,
off camera?
No.
On camera.
I got some stuff.
Okay.
We can go with the interview. I just wanted to know. I wanted to get in there.
You're my debater?
No.
Make it bounce around here.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we could definitely talk about that. So, when did you know that you were trans attracted?
I first started being attracted to women of trans experience when I was like maybe 12. It was really, at the beginnings of my attraction for women, period. So, I'm not embarrassed to say, because I'm a 90s kid.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
Oh, no, we the same age.
How dare you?
I'm daytime TV really kind of piqued my interest, when I was 12, 13, and, stuff like Maury, where it was like, girl or boy shows. Right. And I'm like, but dang, she fine as hell. She look better than the ones that y'all are saying as a girl. And y'all saying like, I'm liking all these girls here. And, so I was appreciating all the bodies.
And a lot of men think like that.
Oh, yeah.
They think like that, but they won't come out and say it.
No. And, I'm one of the ones that will come out and say that shit. But
I've heard you.
It's like, that's where it started for me. And, really, I have to be honest, just like so many other men, it started very physical, very sexually. And, that led to porn as I grew older. And, you know, I never really fell into like what they call straight porn. Like my first porn video when I was in high school, as soon as I could buy one, had Joe my little beater first car in my high school Letterman's jacket down to the porn store and picked me up a video. But I ain't gonna lie, I was a little embarrassed. So like, you know, I waited till nobody there checking in or cashing out, and then I came with the big old, you know, those novelty VHS the porn things huge. And I'm like, it was it was something Vixens, but it was like it was 3 hours.
Ooh.
And you know, my mom never found out about that tape.
Was your embarrassment or lack of, not that you were not being yourself, but was more of that embarrassment because of the way society says that we are supposed to actually be?
Well, you know, I was raised in the church, and then the church in general shames.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. So the church the black church in general shames sexuality, period. So, you know, no matter what, I was always going to feel ashamed. And it was something I needed to hide.
Absolutely. Because
that is not, you know, abstinence is the only way in that space, even though, let's be real, it's a lot of unwed single mothers in the church. Yep. But, you know, that's the standard still. They want to be on the kids for that. So, you know, anywho, that's really what it was for me. But as I grew older, it was really embarrassment and, you know, really, you know, most black men raised in the black community understand that, you know, when they say we want to raise you to be a good black man equals straight black man. And men who date women in the trans community are seen as gay. So, you know, it was really about me holding on to
whether they had pre-op or post-op. Considered.
That didn't or doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's present tense. It still don't matter to a lot of folks. So, you know, I mean, really, I saw my life playing out as this is a secret I'm going to take to the grave. And I am going to just be unhappy and marry a cis woman and have family and all that stuff. And like, not really, like my happiness doesn't matter. I need to keep this secret and take it to the grave. And, you know, it really took seeing someone else living in their truth to let me know that first it's possible and there's nothing wrong with it and I can be happy. But without my friend to, you know, really be that example, that other man to be an example for me, I would have never really
came out.
I would have never considered it. I would have been doing shit in secret like everybody else.
Right.
So that's my life story.
Not his whole life. We still dig on in there. The Men Like Us podcast. I noticed you're in, I don't want to quote it. How many episodes you have?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Plus I do video game streaming and stuff for my Patreon. But that's my second podcast.
Okay.
I did another podcast called Trans Talk for Men.
Trans Talk for Men. Where can people hear that one?
It's on all of the podcasting platforms.
Okay.
I think, you know, that first podcast it's a lot more unrefined and you know can be pretty grotesque at times, but it still has value because there's a lot of men at that level. And
what level? What do you mean?
At a very like remedial level when it comes to understanding themselves, their attractions, and you know that's material for them. That can help them grow. And, you know, when you listen to that show, you watch the evolution in me as well.
Okay.
I evolve as the show goes on. Yeah. And even with Men Like Us, I've been doing it for over a year. And I've even evolved on that show.
Yeah. I've watched
you know, guys can listen, grow, and, you know, just go along the journey. But, you know,
I like
it has
to call it in a man maturing.
Yes, absolutely.
I've watched you both mature. Actually, and it's quite a sight to see. What was your inspiration behind saying, okay, we need a platform like this and I'm going to be the one to actually go out and do it?
I mean, somebody else asked me, like, who voted you to be the person to represent? I said, everybody else who didn't speak up and stand up. Only you man, who didn't get your butt on the internet and speak to the masses to help men, voted me to be the one to do it because wasn't nobody else doing it. And I felt with the Men Like Us platform, I felt it was important for people to see who we are. And that's why I have multiple men on my show because people kind of make up their own stereotypes about who are these men that date women in the trans community.
Right.
Are they all just incels, weirdos,
Right.
and they basically can't get no women? Are these guys that are trash and got no game?
Right.
No, and we have a very background, very, you know, blue collar, white collar, whatever. We're a diverse community of individuals, but you know, that was really the aim of the podcast, was really show who and what we are, because I had listened to, you know, I've been taking in trans media, you know, podcast shows, and you know, whenever they refer to guys who date women openly, you know, it's really unfavorable, and they're just like, oh, well, these are just dudes that can't get girls elsewhere,
Call them
and they're
Oh,
incels, they're
I hate
this,
that
and I'm
word.
like, well, okay, well, how's about we show you who we are, and now you can put a face to the kinds of men that date you and listen to what they say.
You know, and that's interesting you brought that up, because I think the biggest challenge in our community is supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one, even with the show, you know, we have trans women booked. Here it is. You can see the schedule. We have trans women booked. The problem is they don't show up or cancel at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're calling me 5 minutes before airtime and saying, hey, sis, I can't make it. No, that's unacceptable. And then you want to call me the week after and say, okay, book me again. No, I'm not wasting my time to keep trying to keep up. You know, this is not keeping up with the Kardashians or the Joneses. Like, we have a hard time supporting each other in this community. What does that stem from? Do you find yourself out there in the community not getting enough support from people that you're actually trying to help and support?
I've had that issue with the guests, and you see in the beginning of the show, I had different people on all the time. I was booking lots of different folks, and I had to cut it out because, you know, there was a fundamental lack of respect for my platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I just had to slow it down. But, you know, I could say that any people who have been unsupportive on the transgender man community side of it is just people who, you know, are kind of set in their ways, and, you know, it's just folks who believe that they can dictate how this should go and how people should be. And, you know, it's a lot of gatekeeping and that kind of stuff. So, you know,
both parts.
Yeah. So
like, you can't tell me, like, I'm gonna use you as an example. I can't be a trans woman and come up to you and say, hey, you're not trans. You don't know nothing about it. All you do is sleep with trans women. You can't speak for me. Okay, but at the same end, with a two-edged sword, don't tell me to stick up for you in areas where you need me to stick up for you for if I can't join the conversation here. We need to have broad conversations everywhere and stop being so sensitive because someone's not agreeing with you. Let's try to understand. Let's try to listen to what the other person is actually saying before we start condemning them and putting them in boxes and placing them in places where we ourselves don't even want to be.
Well, that's where my platform gets a lot of dislike, because, you know, I'm very steadfast in my positions and I won't budge for anyone.
I'm the same.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So
I get it too.
It's really, you know, it's some people believe that men, and I'm just say there are a lot of women, even some of you watching right now, there are a lot of women in this space, in this community, who believe men should be seen and not heard. So, you know, how dare you feel like you have agency to speak up and share? And because really, I'm not sharing your experiences. I'm sharing my experiences in proximity to you.
Yes.
So I'm telling my story and my experiences, and that does involve you. So I will speak at it. I'm not going to speak from the woman's point of view because I'm not a woman.
Correct.
So, like, I will never do that, but I do feel like I have enough agency to speak and
based upon
to
your
share myself.
experience.
Yes. So, I mean, there is a lot of, like, you know, how dare he feel like he should talk? Men shouldn't be speaking. Shut up. I won't. I'm not. But, you know, I think, you know, one of the issues, you know, I'm all about moving things forward. And I feel like this community has been and I'm going to just say the trans community as a whole has been in an arrested state of development when it comes to its relationships with men. Hasn't changed since the 70s. And what I'm here for is...
You've been alive since the 70s?
No.
Okay.
I have not been alive since the 70s, no. But, you know, I know what happened in World War II as well.
Okay.
Yeah, people can be history buffs.
Reading.
Yes, ma'am. But, you know,
back then, would you, let me just, excuse me.
Yes.
Now,
I mean, Mother Queen.
I'm gonna save it.
Mother Queen, we need more, though.
We need more,
We
right?
need more mothers.
We need more marshals.
That's why I had so much respect for Monica Roberts in Texas.
Who's Monica Roberts?
Monica Roberts was a trans activist, but she really took the position of being like the matriarch.
Like a mother.
Yes, and she was very inviting, even to men like myself. She didn't say, "Hey, get the fuck out." No, come on in. That's all right. She had grace and presence, and you know, I had lots of respect for women like that.
Which is why somewhere on this show, and the show is about growing, right?
Yeah.
People used to thought I used to just bash bisexual men. It's not or DL men. Not bisexual. Okay. DL specifically.
Yes.
I guess because of the force I used in speaking about how adamant I was in not being in a DL relationship, but that was based upon 4 walls. Like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you and then come back to 4 walls and everything's okay. But once we step outside, all this chaos is going behind your insecurities. So I used to put out a lot of content behind that and people just thought I was bashing. So I took a look at myself. But I came across someone who was actually bisexual. And they said they're afraid to come out, but they can't come out because they don't have any support. And if I couldn't keep their secret while they was in, how could I help and protect them while they was out? And that right there, because I love this person, I said, well, you know what? I take that back. I now understand why some people are DL and they don't want to necessarily expose themselves yet because they don't have the environment that protects them and creates a dialogue of the support. So,
well, it's there. DL men, if you're watching right now.
It's there.
How can they find it?
There are 2 Facebook groups that I know of.
Okay.
One is the Men Like Us Tribe. You can search men who date transgender women on Facebook and it'll come up, or just search Men Like Us and that'll show up. And there's another group called the Trans Supportive Brotherhood. Both of these.
If someone wants to find you, where can they find you? A man that's watching.
Yes. Well, I mean.
Or a woman.
Yes. Search.
Don't get yourself in trouble though. He has a woman.
Yeah. Search Men Like Us on all platforms, all social media platforms. Search us everywhere. Men Like Us podcast. But you know, for the men, if you're looking for a safe haven, there is the Men Like Us Tribe Facebook group. And that is a men's only space. It is a safe space. We have men of all levels of whatever. We got guys who are married, men who are in long-term relationships, guys who are single, guys who've been in this since the 80s and before, guys who are just brand new, men who, you know, for the married guys, because there are quite a few married men that are like, yo, what do I do? I'm having these attractions. There are men in there who have either gotten divorced and changed their life around. There are men that have just stayed in their marriages. Whatever situation you're in, there's a man in there that identifies and understands and can help you through whatever it is you're going through. So Men Like Us Tribe Facebook group, it's men only. No, sorry ladies, you can't get in.
It's not a He-Man with hating club either.
Oh God,
no.
No. We kick out people for doing that shit.
Right.
We police our community properly, ladies. So, you know, this is a group where, you know, we do have respect for women, but it is focused on men sharing their experiences, and, you know, everyone else we're all very supportive. So, you know, that is there, DL men. But here's the reason why some DL men.
Quickly, because we got to take a break.
Yeah. Reason why some DL men don't evolve and upgrade, because they're getting everything they want. They have no need of coming up because they're getting all the sex they want. They want nothing more than sex.
But they got some good sex. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But that's all they want. They don't want relationships.
But maybe some of us just want the good sex,
and that's cool.
Because I don't. No, unless I'm in love with you, I don't want all that. Don't even cuddle me afterwards. Give me what I came for, and then get up.
Yeah.
And look, you can take a shower if you need to. I got washed off towels. but I don't want to see your face in the morning. That's where I'm
That's
at.
cool. Nothing wrong with hookup culture. Hookup culture is normal.
But if I want to hook up culture all the time,
That's
That's
fine.
fine. You're single.
is it fine?
That's
Yes.
why they
times
invented
have
Tinder.
changed.
We grown,
We
baby.
gotta take a break. We gotta take a break. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I'm your host, Pink Princess,
And I'm your host, King Clee Trell.
Oh, I'm your guest, Chris.
and we'll be right back.
Playing from Moto G Styles 5G.
I hit recording job, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just I'm touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finish friends on my face. Looking from the deep, these on Cartiers. Pockets deep, bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you and do me, bro. Making noise, use a beat, bro. I press the button in the dark, that money clip is not as new, that looks like. I'm bringing diamonds down, my girlfriends are like. Neighborhood on the scene, neighborhood on the strips, neighborhood be the name, neighborhood no crib, neighborhood that's me, neighborhood that's Nick, neighborhood do the dance, neighborhood do the deal. Okay, thought I never make it like no way. I'm the real shit, no role play. My days off, there's no days. No hustle, I young rose. Even the shooting is cocaine. Yo, some deals is rose. Got no pay, no say. Okay, this the new time I read it. Been the one.
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. The photos that you have just seen was from my trip. I showed Skittles, myself, and my beautiful U equals U family. And King, actually, we're gonna let you take it away.
Okay.
And then we'll allow Chris to ask us each one question. And then that will be our show for the evening because we have a date at the club.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now this thing,
I'm a good wing woman. Like
Transamorous, you know, this is my when I kind of met you and Mike and the guys, that's my first time really hearing about it. I've never heard about it before. You know, so when it was explained to me, I was like, wow. So for like people that really don't understand what transamorous means, can you just explain?
Transamorous is a self-identifier, much like any other label in the LGBTQIA plus community. It's a self-identifier that men take on when, you know, they are, you know, openly attracted to women in the trans community. You know, they have set themselves to be allies, to sacrifice their privilege in any space that they are in, to speak up and stand up for the trans community, help spread understanding. That's mostly what it is. Is, you know, a really true blue ally, somebody, but, you know, a man who is obviously interested in romantic relationships with women in the trans community openly.
Oh, that exists?
Yeah, that does exist, but that covers most of us. Some of us are transamorous, and, you know, they're much like our friend Yahtzee here, who just, you know, wants to have fun, but, you know.
But I have my reasons behind just wanting to have fun.
That's fine.
Like, I've been married 3 times and divorced 3 times legally, Chris. Yeah. And I've been in a relationship with someone since 2005.
Well, you know what? You beat the odds. And this is women, cis and trans included. You beat the odds.
What do you mean by that?
That, you know, statistically, most women will never be married. And I'm speaking about Black women.
And they wanted to marry me. Like, I didn't bow down to them. And in fact, I was against it. I still am against it. But every time I meet a man, he want to pull out a ring. And then I appraise it.
Oh, no.
And I realize, hey, it's a diamond on there, but that's a little diamond. But I never marry because of your pockets. I usually marry because I felt like, okay, I love you. But I don't know. Today is if someone wants to marry me today, I think they just want a place to live. Because I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to make sure I have a place to live.
Yes.
and I feel like they want to marry me because I'm going to secure them. Because I am going to secure them. If they're my man, I want them to have the best that I'm getting the best. But I also want them to make sure they're providing me the best also. And there's a lack of that in New York City. And I'm not a long distance girl, so I'm not looking cross seas for no man. That's not happening.
No foreign. So yeah, man. I mean, really, it's a self-identifier that is that helps. Really, helps create community as well.
Okay.
Helps men find support and really helps. Like that title is really it's more for the men who adopt it than the women that we are interested in.
Okay.
Because
what kind of women are y'all interested in? Trans, amorous men? I'm curious because I know a few of you. I know Mr. Roy of the Roy Sizzle Show. Hey, Roy. I know you, and I know you.
Yes.
And a plethora of more that be in my inbox. Hi. But what kind of woman are you looking for out of curiosity?
Well, I mean, really, this is a community of individuals. So I think a lot of women watching this would be very surprised to see the diversity of attractions that a lot of men have. There are a lot of men that, don't care whether a girl is post or pre. Some guys do, but some guys, some guys prefer pre, but it's more men than you think in this space that don't care either way.
Right.
Where they at?
I mean, it's everybody has their own preferences, but it is definitely a diverse community in thought. And in our space, we validate all of that shit. We don't shame. We are very much against men being shamed for their preferences and their attractions and their sexuality. And it was, you were talking about, who am I going to bring on to debate about this subject?
Yes. To tell me what kind of body.
You're not going to find a man for that. You need to look within your own community for that.
Oh, and he's right. Yeah. A trans woman will tear me down faster than anyone I know. A black trans woman at that. Yeah. That's my experience. At this point, I don't care what they're saying anymore. I'm just.
But I mean, that's who's bringing the fire to us. Really, is
bringing the fire to us too.
Girls, and really, it's girls projecting their dysphoria on someone else to judge someone else's sexuality. Your dysphoria around your body part makes it so that you see anyone who is attracted to that as invalid.
Wow.
And then there are even some women who will go as far as to tell men that trans bodies with, we can't say the word, so we'll just say eggplants, are a fetish.
Because he got me.
So it's like, so now you're telling me that the bodies of your sisters, like, that's a fetish, and anybody who likes that's a fetish, like, what?
Well, that's one thing I wanted to get into.
Let's clarify a fetish. A fetish is those men, because I agree with them on the fetish part, but let's say what it is. It's those men who only look at us for that body part, that want to do things to that body part, and that's it. They don't know us outside of that body part. That is a fetish. And those men need to be X'd out completely because you have the wrong idea. I'm not telling people how to live their lives, but for me, if that's the only thing you're interested in on my body, I don't care what you like what you like. I want you to be attracted to what I have, but not on a fetish level. Those are red flags for me.
So that's why. That's why I wanted to get into next. About pre-op and post-op, because I know you're another man just like me that really talks and speaks heavily about this and don't have no shame about this.
Y'all got 4 minutes.
So please speak your piece on it, brother. I'm here.
No. What I was saying was, the reality of the situation is everyone on this planet is given validity in their genital preference. A gay cis man can say, "Hey, I like dick." But I'm sorry, I like.
You can say dick if you want.
Okay, I like dick, and that's my preference. A cis het man can say, "I like vagina only," and that's it, and that's fine. And or a trans woman can say, "Well, I like dick and that only." All of these genital preferences are validated and respected. But once we run across
situation or another situation. That feels
the situation. I like that as a euphemism. So we'll call the men who like the situation. But you know, when it comes to this group of men,
I
it's
hate
just
that
like
they ignore me.
well, I mean, we're on the clock. You said we got
Like a
minutes.
fire.
I'm trying to beat the
Because
clock.
you take 2 sticks and rub them together, and that starts a fire,
There you go.
darling.
The fire of life. There we go.
I hope I find someone to start a fire with tonight, because we are about to wrap this up. But go ahead and finish your thoughts. Chris, we gotta get you back here. There's some guests that I feel we like. Miss Shiva.
Yes.
My mama Shiva.
Yes.
And Chris, you too.
Yeah.
When are you back in town? Never mind, don't say that because they might stalk you. And
Yeah,
we don't
right.
want that. You'll set it up.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll get you back.
Yeah.
Whether season 1 or season 2.
Can I finish this one thing?
Of course you can, and then you
I
get 2
swear to God.
questions.
Oh,
Yeah, you
cool.
get 2 questions.
Oh, cool.
Text me.
So yeah, no. Just the issue is, you know, the reality of the situation
You got
is
5 minutes?
physical attraction for a lot of people. They start off with the genitals they want their partner to have,
Right.
and then they select from there.
Yeah.
Just because if I'm a man and I like vagina doesn't mean I like all women with vagina. It's just I require my partner she needs to be a woman and she needs to have a vagina. Now I go from there. Is she tall? Is she short? Is she skinny? Fat? Is she this race? That race? And that's what we do. But that doesn't mean I like all women with the situation.
Right.
But you know, that should be validated. Well, you only like this? No, I'm seeking a partner who is smart, intelligent, funny, has a big heart, has a lot of maternal qualities. Like there's a lot of things on top of that. But at the end of the day, that's how attraction works. And just because your dysphoria is fucking with you, I'm sorry, excuse my language, it's messing with you to make you react in a certain way to somebody else's attraction or sexuality, that shouldn't be put on me.
Because
That's your dysphoria. You figure it out.
Us as a people, we've all, in some way or shape or form, experienced rejection or told that we're less than or face some type of stigma just by being ourselves. So I totally feel you on that.
For sure. So I'm done.
I agree with you. You get to ask me 1 question, and you also get to ask the king 1 question, separate questions.
Okay.
And then we will end with our theme song, Pop Fitness by Katnip and Emmi.
What's one? So you know men like myself.
Whose question?
Yeah, for you.
It's for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know men like myself. You know Trell. You know Roy.
Yes.
And you're familiar with Mike.
Yeah.
So you know there are some other guys out there. What is one piece of advice that you or one thought you could share to help women out who can't see anything but the enemy in men like us?
Okay. I know when I'm being threatened by someone in our community, hence DS. And these men, they are not out to get you. Part of growth in our community is learning, right? So if something's put out there that's not politically correct, it's not to condemn, but maybe you can pull that person to the side, because I know he does it to me and I do it to him. Pull him to the side and say, look, that's not how you say this. It's not how you're supposed to say this. And it's actually offensive because maybe they just don't know. But if we educate each other and we continue to grow as a community and not leave anyone behind, then I feel that we can start to break some of this ice that's keeping us separated. You feel what I'm saying? And then note too, trans women, we come from a whole life of hate. We come from a life where we might be kids and we might say, oh, well, I'm different. Not only am I gay, because that's what we were taught back then, you're gay. It's all clumped as gay. Well, no, not only am I gay, but maybe I want to be a woman. And we don't get the support that we need. So when we hear something that resonates with us, because I do it. When I hear something that resonates with me, that attacks my flaw, like I'm someone who I grow facial hair. No matter what the fuck I'm doing to this shit, it keeps coming the fuck back and it drives me crazy. So when a man is speaking against the bearded woman, I get offended. I'm not gonna lie. I get in my feelings. I get hot and bothered if he's talking about me or not. So I get it where I use myself a lot in these scenarios because at this point in my life, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm just trying to live the best life that I can live. But I think when they're attacking you, it's not so much you, it's really them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to be able to hear stuff, regurgitate it if we need to, spit that shit out, but keep the good stuff. Keep the meat, the proteins, and the vitamins and nourishment.
And another thing, you have to want to be educated.
No, that was my question.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying,
you
have to want to be educated also.
Yeah.
Want to be educated. You can't just stay in the background talking about, I don't know about that. You
Y'all
have to want to know.
Y'all
if
got
you don't
a
want to know,
minute.
fall back.
FFC told us, Cruella actually on my ass tonight. She said, wrap it up. You got a minute.
There we go, stage manager. So, question for you, Trell. What is one thing that you believe the trans amorous community could work on?
Oh, easily. We can work on, building better relationships. With who? With the women that we actually attracted to.
Okay.
But you have to find the women that want to do that.
I want it,
of course, but you have to find a more.
I'll take
like
dick in the meantime.
It's a small amount that wants to. It's a small amount that wants to. We want the majority. I know me personally. That's why I want the majority. I'm tired of the little. I want the majority of them. Because you even got some girls that's probably watching this right now. So, he ain't nothing but chaser, this and that and this. All right, whatever.
And that's fine. You know what I want us to move from? As a team and as a family, because whether we know it or not, we a little family over here.
Right.
Stop thinking about what the motherfucker they think about.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Fuck you, and fuck you over there. You cool, but fuck you too.
Right.
And leave these men alone. That's all the time we have tonight. Right. Join us next week for our holiday extravaganza full of food, laughter, love, and maybe I'll have some special guests drop by. You're watching the Come On Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess.
I'm your host, King Clee Trell.
And this is Skittles. And that is
Chris.
And we thank you. We'll see you next week.
Playing from Moto G Stylus.
Okay, we know.
That's it.
Can I take this off now? I just want to change. We out.
I've been to heaven. I've done my best and my worst, learned my
Not my idea.
No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. Cause I got no million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling good, it's so strong. It goes on and on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see. Cause I can feel the I've been my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so strong. It goes on and on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see. Cause I can feel the energy.
Thank you for watching.
Cause I can feel the energy. I can feel it, yeah. I believe it, yeah. There's something going on inside of me.